Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Kings of War, and today we're going to take a look at the Undead once again, but this time we're going to take a look at the Undead Elite Army set, because this is a different set of models we can get for the Undead as a great starting point for an army. And so, in this video, like always, we're going to go through, take a look at the box set, talk a little bit about all the units and what they can be used as on the tabletop, and then we're going to take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Undead army using the Undead Elite Army set for Kings of War. And so, to start with, first of all, we get 20 Revenant Cavalry. These are our heavy skeleton cavalry, and probably the lighter of the two main heavy cavalry options we have for the faction. But they are still melee 4+, and defense 5+. They've also got life leech 1, which is really nice. Thunderous charge 2 as well can make them incredibly powerful on the charge. A really solid cavalry unit for your army. 8 attacks for a troop, or in this case, regiment, which we have here, can pack out 16 attacks as well, or indeed, if you want to field them in the giant horde, they'll pack out 32 attacks. Now, joining them, we then have a troop of wraiths. We have 10 of those models. Now, the wraiths are pretty nice. First of all, you've got 10 attacks coming out of a troop, or if we do go to the regiment, they will gain 12, go to 12 attacks. Melee 4+, but defense 6+, which is just amazing. Now, Crushing Strength 1 as well. Fly is super good and makes the unit really mobile, going nicely along with all that cavalry. But Life Leech 1, Nimble, Shambling, and Strider there as well can make them a really versatile unit on the tabletop. Lastly, we have a large infantry unit of the werewolves. This is the last of all the different models we get in the box set that are our unit options besides characters, and we'll talk about that one in just a second. But werewolves have a melee of 3+, defense 5+, and speed 9, which is actually makes them the fastest unit in the box set here, as they actually have more movement than the Revenant Cavalry. Crushing Strength 1, Life Leech 1, and Nimble is all really nice. They're going to pack out quite a decent amount of attacks for 9 attacks for a regiment or 18 for a horde. Lastly though, we do have a character, and it is one of the named characters, that is the Vampiress, Lady Ilona. Now, there is something cool with this. You could easily use this model as a generic vampire lord if you so wish to, but we're going to talk about Vampiress, Lady Ilona in this one. So, she's speed 7, melee 3+, and defense 6+. She's a hero and a spellcaster 1, and obviously a unique character that can only be taken once in your whole force. Now, she has quite a few special rules. Crushing Strength 3 to go along with her 8 attacks. Duelist, Individual, Inspiring there, and Mighty like you expect on any sort of character, but Life Leech 2 as well. Her special rule really is the Promise of Love Eternal, where enemy heroes attacking Lady Ilona will be -1 to hit her in melee, so pretty darn cool. Lastly, she has a variety of different spells from Enthrall, Heal, Lightning Bolt, and Surge. So really versatile damage dealing, healing, some movement benefits there, and some good support and debuffing ones like Enthrall can really make her quite a very useful piece. Now, she is rather expensive, 250 points, but that defense of 6 there is really good. She's going to be an absolutely amazing piece to lead your force. Now, looking at where to go next, for me, I think the one thing we really are missing is a decent block of troops to hold the line. We definitely have the heavy cavalry, and we do have the werewolves and the wraiths, which can provide us with some nice, solid line troopers, though they both are generally better on our flanks. So providing something to sit in between those two units, I think, is probably the best way to go. And the first one of these I want to look at are the base revenants. We've obviously talked about revenant cavalry, and base revenants are effectively those, but not mounted. Regiments of them are going to pack out 12 attacks at 125 points with melee 4+, and a defense 5+ there with Life Leech 1. They also have access to the Undead Giant Rats for an additional 10 points, which will give them +1 to their Life Leech rule if they wish to do so. Next up though, a different unit option we could go with is the Soul Reaver Infantry. These are Vampiric Infantry, melee 3+, and defense 5+. They've got Crushing Strength and Life Leech 2 standard, though they will come in sufficiently more expensive, with a troop of them coming in at 150, which is 25 more points than a regiment of the Revenants. Lastly, we have the mummies for our infantry options here, and they are going to be really quite nice. Crushing Strength 2, which is cool, life on each one, but regeneration 5+ on top of a defense of 5+ is a solid defensive unit. They can really be a great unit for holding a line, and the Crushing Strength actually allows them to be quite versatile on the offense as well. The other unit I want to talk about is if we really want to push down into that cavalry, we can go with the heavier of our 2 cavalry, which is the Soul Reavers, 3+ melee with defense of 5+. Now they do drop a point of Thunderous Charge, so they're only Thunderous Charge 1 compared to the Revenant Cavalry's 2, but they will have Crushing Strength 1 in there for actual combat damage as well. And so here we have our sample army list for the Undead using the Elite Army as our core. Now we've added in a unit of Revenants to this box set. This will allow us to take the Wraith's troop and Lady Alona, the hero unlocked by them. The rest of the army is really quite simple. We have 2 Revenant Cavalry regiments and the Werewolves regiment rounding out our force at a perfect 1,000 points. I think this is a really fun force, a different way to play your Undead, definitely not as model focused as our last one. We definitely still have quite a few of them. You know, we have 40 models in all those Revenants of varying everything. But for me, I think this is a really fun, different sort of list you can play with the Undead. I'll get a lot out of it on the tabletop. If you've been playing with the Undead, how would you go about creating an Undead Elite Army using that Elite Army box on the tabletop? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description, and as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold and Andy C, and our YouTube members, Greenridge Gaming, Ronya, Lock Loric, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.